Match day one of the NCAA tournament comes to Spokane, Washington. The Inland Northwest finest Gonzaga University Bulldogs and the University of Idaho Vandals match up for local bragging rights with national implications. Welcome everybody into Luger Field on the campus of Gonzaga University. I'm John Billings alongside Pete Scholler, former D1 coach and coach of the University of Idaho. It'll be a fun one here today. This is an exciting, expectation from this Inland Northwest soccer community. We've got two teams that come in with kind of similar stories, making their foray into the tournament for first time at all for U of I and first time in a long time for Gonzaga.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of local players involved and the families connected to that, John. But for both of the programs to be in this situation and be playing locally, less travel, it's exciting. What a wonderful night it's expecting to be.
You've got Jeremy Clevenger for U of I, his first tournament for the Vandals in his sixth season. Chris Watkins, it took him 7 seasons to get Gonzaga to the tournament, and they did it in fun style. They went down to Pepperdine to clinch it in the regular season. This Gonzaga team really gets forward, scores goals, and the best in the WCC this year.
Their goal scoring, their front three just press high, move the ball quickly, great support in and around from the outside backs, and they know how to score goals. They're going to pressure Idaho early and often.
For Gonzaga, it's their first tournament appearance since 2005. For U of I, it's the first tournament appearance forever.
Ever.
And they came off of a tournament victory, a 4-team play-in in the Big Sky Conference to take the title.
And talking to Coach Clevenger, it's interesting, you know, they've played games and are sharp, and it's a win and go home, and that's what they've just done. So it'll be an interesting factor to see how that affects how they play.
Gonzaga and the University of Idaho match up here on a fun one under the lights at Luger Field. We'll be back with starting lineups and meet the coaches just around the corner. Welcome back here to Luger Field. We are underway, round one of the NCAA tournament. Gonzaga University in white, going from right to left on your screen. And a good early opportunity to the back post, just over the head of Kira Vita, the goalkeeper for the University of Idaho, in the black with gold numbers going from left to right.
Well, you'll see Euler get up and down like a fiddler's elbow all day. Early cross is going to keep them on their toes, John. Took
about 10 seconds into the match to get a glimpse of that. As Gonzaga able to retreat and knock it out. The lineups for the University of Idaho, 4-4-2 at the diamond midfield. The goalkeeper, Vita. From left to right across the back is Maya Hamilton, Cassidy Elicker, Rebecca Reyes, and Alyssa Peters, the right back. In the midfield, Jade Sprague will be the holding midfielder. And Margot Scheschler on the left, Annika Farley on the right. And Hannah Alfaro will sit at the top of the diamond with Jaden Hanks. She's their goal scorer, along with Carly Yoshida Williams.
Yeah, that lineup, John, very good defensively, and you got Sprague just sitting.
Ooh, nice little move from Euler. She gets the cross to the near post, stopped out by Peters. But Gonzaga able to regain possession. There's Warta. For Gonzaga, the goalkeeper is Lauren Town. From left to right across the back, Euler, who's going to take this throw. Grace Corder, Michaela Warner, and Lauren Chin is the right back. They'll have Chelsea Lee as the holding mid, and then Amelia Warta and Maddie Kemp will interchange in front of her. And the three up top, Gianna Riley, Paige Alexander, and Marissa Garcia.
And that front three, probably going to be the biggest problem for Idaho today. They're just relentless going forward, John, and well supported by their outside backs.
Chin with her first touch, right in front of the big crowd on the far side. Over a few thousand, I think, around tickets sold for this match. I saw yesterday afternoon about 1,500 so far. They've got the stands, and then you've got pretty much standing room only around the whole rest of that side of the field and behind the goal, marshaled by the Gonzaga goalkeeper, Lauren Town, for this first half. Fun atmosphere. Chilly day, really windy this afternoon. It's died down. It shouldn't affect the match too much tonight, but a lot of energy and excitement, enthusiasm on and off the field here for this one.
It's the nights you want to play in, John. Under the lights, crisp. You know, that wind has dropped a little. So the players should be really amped up for this. And as a coach, these are the games that you don't need to get your players really fired up. They come ready for these games, and they don't come around very often for either of these programs, unfortunately, but that could change.
Kelsey Oilers pass, just corralled by Marissa Garcia, but it ends up over the line. Some real players to watch here tonight for Gonzaga: Gianna Riley, and Oiler, who you've already seen with service, and Jade Sprague and Alyssa Peters, two attacking players, despite their positions, really, for Oilers' sake, for Gonzaga, and then some defensive-minded players for the Vandals.
That's going to be the battle. I mean, these two for Gonzaga, obviously great going forward, connect well, both play down the same flank typically. But as we see for Idaho, they've done very well on the defensive side, and Sprague sits in at the bottom of that diamond and plays in front of that back four and kind of mops things up. So it's going to be a fantastic battle between the two.
Good early touch from Sprague, but Maddie Kemp able to take it off of her. The redshirt senior back to Chelsea Lee, and Kemp will complete the switch. Lauren Chin didn't start every game this season, only 5, but it started the last 3 matches and made that right back spot her own, adding a bit of depth to the back line for Gonzaga.
Yeah, I think we had Collins in early season, and Chin's made that spot her own, and it's paying off dividends towards that end of the season, and a phenomenal win against Pepperdine.
Lee, always patrolling the midfield. Oiler trying to early diagonal ball, and Kemp will find the knockdown. Touch left side to Garcia. Goes long to the back post. Riley will retrieve. He's got Chin for help. Elects to go 1v1. Now drops it back to Chelsea Lee. Edge of the box. Quick little scissors. Chelsea Lee! Not far off, Pete.
She could open a can of beans with that left foot. Got it wrapped around and just grazed the top of the bar there.
Great second look. You can see not far off. She had it inside the post, just over the crossbar.
I think what Idaho have got to do is just press that a little bit higher, not give that space, but it's difficult because Gonzaga's front 3 are just press and press and press, and it creates space everywhere around it.
And there's space again for Oiler. Able to pick out Kemp's head, and Vita with her first save of the match.
Vita's been key with a lot of their defensive strategy, John, and lovely header there, lovely header, but she positions herself well and takes it comfortably.
Kira Vita, the native of Buren, Germany, in her sophomore season, was the best goalkeeper of the Big Sky Conference as a freshman, and she's duplicated that effort this year. Now an opportunity for the Vandals to get into their attacking third for the first time tonight. Short touch off to Jaden Hanks. Loads of space in front of her. Able to find Farley. And the return off the 1-2 just couldn't quite connect up despite an appeal from Annika Farley. Oiler looking down the channel.
You know, Idaho, John, that's going to be the game. They're going to soak up some pressure. They know there's going to be pressure from that front 3. But their quick counter-attacking could cause some problems, and there was some space there.
Alyssa Peters to restart us with the throw. Co-defensive MVP of the Big Sky Conference, 8 assists to her name. Not just a strong defender, but a good attacking option for the Vandals.
That creates a lot of opportunities when you've got a back creating that many opportunities for your forward line.
And both teams do. Oiler for Gonzaga. She's got 12 assists on the year, one of the best in the country. And Peters, the best of the Big Sky. Both teams are going to look to get their outside backs forward and into the attack.
Will be interesting with the front 3 of Gonzaga to see how the outside backs are able to get forward, if at all. Because I think they're going to have the hands full a little bit here today. But with these elements the way they are, John, anything can happen.
Lee able to win with the head. Makes it all the way up to Alexander, flicking on toward Gianna Riley. Good tussle in the midfield. Referee allows us to play on. It gives us a chance to mention the officials for tonight's match. Jacqueline Metz, the center referee. Her ARs are Sergey Chelan and Daria Fetchenka. And the fourth official, Brian Lembrecht.
I'm pleased to see you've been working on your Belarusian there.
True test. It's tourney time, Pete. We all got to get up for it.
Yeah.
You know, one thing you're noticing right away off that foul from Gianna Riley, just caught a little bit of the ankles of the Vandal attack. And there was a crowd kind of hopping up in favor of the Vandals over there, too. One of the beauties of a matchup like this, close to both homes, is that the fans are able to travel. And there's some good support here from U of I.
Absolutely.
Here's Hanks. She's got an opportunity from the edge of the box. Blocked on the first. And able to retain possession is Chelsea Lee. Helping her defense out. Now able to find Kemp.
Lee does a phenomenal job just sliding across and covering. And we were fortunate to cover a game earlier in the season, John, against Nebraska. And she just slides across and does it effortlessly.
That one's going to run out. Chelsea Lee is not a player who's always been a holding midfielder. She's had a few injuries, and Coach Watkins asked her to play in that kind of 8 position, and she's really made it her own.
Absolutely. She does a wonderful job of that. And that's where we're going to find the tussle in the midfield. Coach Clevenger, as we were talking to him before the game, said his midfield were the generals of what he wanted to be pulling from this game. So it's going to be a nice little tussle in there.
Kemp able to rise and win the header. Sprague looking left side, can't find the release to Schessler. A little nudge in the back from Marissa Garcia.
Just letting her know she's in a game. Yeah, going back to the crowd, John, you know, so many players for both programs have come through here and played locally with club soccer and high school soccer, so you're going to see a vociferous crowd, I think.
Yeah, just walking into the match today, I saw a few alumni from the Gonzaga program. I think a lot of them came back to support. Remember, these two teams, this is a big night, just the second tournament appearance for the Zags. Their last coming in 2005. And for U of I, the first ever.
First ever, yeah. Congratulations to both coaches, because in 7 years and 6 years, they've both managed to achieve that, which is great testament to their coaching.
Euler just nudging over Annika Farley. And the Vandals will receive the free kick. The WCC represented from Gonzaga here, the Big Sky Conference for U of I. 3 teams from the WCC earning bids at the NCAA tournament this year. Great testament to the challenge it has been and the quality in that conference.
Well, it really does show. I mean, 2 of those teams are in the top 15 in the nation through strength of the strength of their schedule. So, and then Gonzaga have come through and kind of beaten them all. So,
Gonzaga was predicted to finish 4th, by the way, in the WCC this year. I think they'll be more than happy to point that out, that that's not exactly what happened. They were picked behind Santa Clara, Portland, and Pepperdine, and in the end, topped them all.
Sometimes, you know, if you're listed first at the beginning of the season, that's a hard one to back up. If you're 3rd or 4th and 6th, it's motivation for your players.
Alfaro able to help the ball down the channel. It's really like a holding forward in the role that she plays, the top of that diamond. But as we talked to Jeremy Clevenger, head coach of the University of Idaho Vandals, before the game, he said really they play a 4-4-2. Today at times may look a little more like a 4-5-1, but we'll see how the match progresses.
I think we're already seeing that. The 2 forward players, one's dropping a little deeper, but it's early days yet.
And Alfaro, I think, far deeper than she normally would as well. Into the head of Paige Alexander, freshman earning time after Kate Doyle went down with an ACL tear earlier in this year.
Well, it's interesting to see how the the 3 midfielders of Gonzaga will play against the 4 or potentially 5 of Idaho. So that's going to be a nice little battle.
Annika Farley, junior, able to drop it back to the senior Peters. Corner able to read it well. Maybe a hint of a handball there. Kemp able to come back and pick it up. Now looking forward to the freshman, Alexander. Holding off defenders well, and an early ball looking for Garcia. Too much. You can see that Garcia and Gianna Riley swapped those flanks now.
Yeah, they have.
And they'll do that. And depending on the situation, both can cut inside and try to score themselves or get to the outside and cross, depending on where they're at.
Well, and the other thing you can see from that, John, is that, you know, when they get sucked across it, that's where the space is for their outside backs to get into the play. So it's something obviously coach has been working on, Coach Watkins, and it's done them well this season.
Alfaro able to get the head and able to shield off Chelsea Lee to earn the throw. University of Idaho comes into this game on a 6-match win streak, but they weren't blowing teams out. 5 of those wins came as 1-goal victories. So they're used to playing a tight match and coming off the playoff situation in Big Sky where you play a 2-game tournament. They know about a one-and-done situation, and they know about having the pressure where you have to win.
Well, that's one edge they could have because they've a win-or-go-home situation, and that's where we're at tonight.
Here's Marissa Garcia, one of the most technically talented players in the country. Maddie Kemp. She'll shoot from long range. Chelsea Lee might line one up. Able to poke a pass. She goes down right on the edge of the box. And the question is, inside or out? It looks like our official is going to say just outside the box of the foul from Jaden Sprague. A beautiful touch, just a toe poke there from Chelsea Lee before she goes down. And you can clearly see it was outside
about
the
a yard
box.
outside, John. It's one of those difficult areas because you've got to try and get up and over the wall if you're going to take a shot. But you're so close, 19 yards out, that it's difficult to get the ball up and down from that distance.
I think the 2 most likely players to take here, Gianna Riley and Maddie Kemp. Riley got one in the last match of the regular season against Pepperdine, not from the right side of the D, but kind of the left, and she was able to bend it in for the goal. It's going to be Marissa Garcia to take here. Garcia out of Roland Heights, Los Angeles.
Excuse me. Just a sweet left foot, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Gonzaga putting a player in the wall could be a little distracting.
Kira Vita not going to have much in the way of visibility here. Garcia!
Oh, what a rocket that was.
Marissa Garcia makes it 1-0 to the Zags.
That was almost through Vita's hands before she even saw the ball. That was struck with some venom, that one.
"15 minutes on the dot into this match, and Marissa Garcia drops a left-footed bomb. And even the all-conference hands of Kira Vita could not hold it out.
That was driven with venom. There was hardly any dip on that. That was just a strike. Great finish. What a left foot that is.
Garcia gets her 9th goal of the season to give the Zags an early lead. She's 18th in the country in shot accuracy, a formula that basically takes how many are on goal versus off. And in that case right there, you want to test a goalkeeper, especially early on in the match, and she did it.
Yeah, there's not much stopping shots like that, John. It'll be interesting to see how Idaho respond.
So Gonzaga, a team that is near the tops of the country in goals scored, number 5 in the nation, gets one early. And with the home crowd and the whole scenario, that's exactly what Coach Watkins would have wanted.
Absolutely.
I always think, Pete, after a goal, the next 5 minutes so critical. Does Gonzaga keep pushing and take a stranglehold to this match, or does the University of Idaho come back? Lots of goals are responded to quickly.
Yeah, we call those the big 5 minutes, John. As you know, as a player, after you've conceded a goal, exactly as you said, is what happens next? Do you sit off and relax, and does the other team pounce and feel the energy's got to flow? So those big 5 key moments, you know, Coach Clevenger, of course he wouldn't want to concede, but conceding one in 15 minutes as opposed to the 85th minute, he'd probably take that. But
plenty of time to respond.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Chelsea Lee. Gonzaga dominating the possession so far in this match, and Euler looking to go 1v1. Gets to the end line, can't put it back into play.
It's interesting how deep Idaho sat there immediately after that goal, John, just as we're talking about there, and they had 8 players behind the ball, and just gives so much space there for Euler to get into, and she's just going to flourish on that. "18 times that Coach Watkins has been to the NCAA tournament, first at Gonzaga." In some of the conversations before this match throughout this week, he said this one may be the sweetest. It's come with a lot of effort and taking the Gonzaga program really from where it was to where it is now. Lots to be proud of. Not that the job is not done yet, but a momentous occasion should be marked. And at BYU, it became normal for them to do that, and they were playing in front of 5,000 crowds, and it just became a tough place to play. You know, Chris has been able to establish his program and his style of play here, and it's testament to the players and the coaching and the staff. They'd be very happy. He was at BYU from 1996 to 2016, and maybe surprisingly finally said, you know what, I want to try something different. I want to be a head coach at this level, and came over to Gonzaga. In his first season, got Gonzaga 10 wins, and now in his 7th season, the first trip to the NCAA tournament. Huerta going 1v1 at the top of the box with Sprague. Sprague doing a nice job, force her back wide. Yeah, that 18-year gap, 2005 was the last time Gonzaga were in the tournament, so it's just going to have this place buzzing. Here's Chelsea Lee, the Gonzaga prep prospect. And she might have a few friends and family here. Gianna Riley able to get to the end line. Can she cross it back? Try to tuck it back inside, and has earned a corner kick for the Zags. This is where you get the big centre backs come forward and strong in the air. It's going to be interesting to see this pressure. Grace Corder, number 23, you can see there in the picture. She's definitely a target. 2 goals on the season so far for the junior. And at 5'11", you think that this would be where this ball's going. Should be one of the targets for sure. Garcia to serve it. Corder is there, as is Maddie Kemp, and she heads it wide. I think she just got a little call a little bit earlier. Could have got that on there. First substitution of the match for Idaho. And stepping off is Carly Yoshida-Williams. And into the match, Maddie Lasher, the senior. And it looks like a like-for-like change for the Vandals. Yeah, both players play with a little pace. Hank certainly has it herself. Trying to get all the way to the end line. Great job coming back defensively from Euler. We know all about her attacking prowess, but she showed she can defend there. As a converted forward, as a coach, you're very happy to see that, because it's not a natural thing, but it's something she's worked really hard at. And she said that she started at Gonzaga as a forward and even scored goals during her freshman season here. And then in her sophomore year, Coach Watkins came to her and said, hey, you're an outside back now. She said it was a little shocking. It took her at least a year to learn how to play the position. Now she's got forward instincts
but a knack for playing outside back, and it's shown. Number 12 in the country, 12 assists on the season, puts her number 8 in the country amongst that tally. So she's able to do it all, and multiple times this season was WCC Player of the Week, including twice when she got 3 assists in a single match.
Well, and you know that number 12 is key because she's got 12 assists, and then we've got Riley with 12 goals. So there's obviously some chemistry there, and it's certainly paying off.
Here's Chin up to the aforementioned Gianna Riley. Chin able to keep it in bounds. And excellent defending on the far side there from Maya Hamilton. Will earn a goal kick. A lot of experience in this U of I team, Pete. If you look at the all-time career games played, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 9th on that list are currently on the field. So they're not going to be, shocked by this, and they'll know that they can get back into it. Yeah,
Coach Clevenger, Jeremy's really honed them well and then brought some young players around them. And they'll not be phased. I mean, they'll be disappointed, but they'll not be phased, and they'll get on with that. And that experience is boding okay for them right now. They're not looking out at their depth.
This is a team that likes to sit back. They like to counter.
Yeah.
So being the squad on the field that's not possessing the entire match, that's not going to really throw them off.
That's not going to worry them at all. They've done it time and time again. And that's why they're winning games by 1 goal. On multiple occasions, so they're not going to be too phased by this right now. They've got to get into their rhythm.
Farley looking for Hanks. Good first touch for her to settle. She's got 2 Zags to deal with. A beautiful slide tackle as Werner came across to help out her center back pairing.
Well, what's interesting, Euler slides in and Warner slides out, and they just cover for each other, and it's a natural thing. Obviously they've worked hard at it, but it's just it's nice to watch as a coach.
Early ball across, and it's going to go out for a corner if Hanks is able to shield it out, and she does. Good opportunity, first set piece of the match for the Vandals, as Alyssa Peters takes, and she can put it on a dime. Many goals this season for Idaho have come from right here off the corner, and she'll target Jade Sprague, number 24 with the concussion headband. And that's where it's going. Punched away by Town. Not out of danger yet.
Well, the keeper made her mind up there, and she stuck with it, and that was a positive punch.
Gianna Riley streaking down the far sideline in front of the fans. And able to give her defense an opportunity to catch their breaths and regain, and did it excellently well to keep possession. Now Garcia.
Look how compact Idaho have got there quickly.
Oilers service. Vita with touches, but not corralling. It was a last off of Kemp. Oh, out for a corner kick off the goalkeeper's fingertips.
Oilers ball in is a difficult one. It's whipped across, and she couldn't really get her body adjusted. As we'll see, she hits that first time, and Vita just couldn't handle the angle it's coming from.
There's a little bit of a breeze, as we said. It's died down, but it would be going just behind that Oiler cross. It may have pushed it a little bit out of reach.
And it's gusting at times as well, John. Still here, the flags are still flapping a wee bit.
Here's Garcia again. He's going to go short this time to Huerta. Good tackle away.
Looks like Idaho had seen that one before. They were quick to snuff that one out.
That was Schechler who read it well to come on and tackle away.
Oh, she read it like a cheap novel.
Vita will scoop it up.
It's interesting to see how compact Idaho becomes central and seem comfortable letting Gonzaga whip those balls in from wide.
Last touched off the shins of Jaden Hanks. Hanks with 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. She's a volume shooter, 52 shots to get those 5 goals. So she'll get forward, she'll take a chance, Can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, right?
Exactly. She's not shy, that's for sure. It's just they've got to get the ball to her higher up the field, because right now she's got a lot of acreage to cover before she gets towards the goal.
Paige Alexander giving chase and can't quite get to it. I mentioned Kate Doyle got hurt this season. That's given some opportunities for players like Paige Alexander.
It has, and you know, they've taken them well. You've got a freshman, she's just grabbed it with both hands, and it's showing in the energy that she brings.
She started 6 of the last 7 matches. After the loss for Gonzaga against St. Mary's, they had to have some hard conversations about roles and maybe starting positions in different places on the field. And it really kind of, I don't want to say shocked, but reminded the Gonzaga team about their potential, but the need to work for it. And since then, they've really turned things better and better. And after that midseason lull, have kind of hit their streak and probably playing their best soccer of the season.
And talking to Coach Benz, one of the assistant coaches at Gonzaga, before the game, you know, that lull really was a reset for them.
Maddie Lasher, beautiful turn. Now she'll find Farley out on the right side in the channel. Farley, the service, is going to test down, and she's able to snatch it out of the air and hold it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a shot or if it was a cross, but it nearly caught the keeper out, and you know, Idaho will take something from that.
It was a moment as that back pedal starts where you wonder if it's going to just drift into the far corner. Good touches from Gianna Riley before she scythed down at the corner. This could be our first caution of the night.
She was as slippery as a barrel of jelly deals there.
And it will be a yellow for Maya Hamilton.
That could be this early in the game relatively, when you've got, whoa, yeah, great feet. And she'd already committed to that challenge. And it was, she paid the price.
Kelsey Euler all the way across the field with the left-footed in-swinger.
This could be dangerous with this wind as well.
Unmarked at the top of the box is Grace Corder. Be interesting if they look to slip a ball to her. No. To the far post, Vita. And she matches the goalkeeping play of her opposition.
Yeah, Vita did well. I mean, difficult with that wind and a left foot ball crossed in, which we know Ida can to do consistently. So she dealt with that well. Gained some confidence from that. The kick from Vita there has got the Gonzaga centre backs backpedaling a wee bit. It's just hard for the midfield to transition quickly for Idaho.
Caitlin Rigg down off of the bench just in front of us here, getting ready to come into the match at the next opportunity. So the first time to get some fresh legs on the field for Gonzaga. And usually she's going to play in that kind of center attacking position. It looks like they're going to tweak it here. And Gianna Riley is who's getting called off. So Rigg will jump up front.
Yeah, great first 28 minutes from Riley there. And you can see how dangerous she is when she gets the ball at her feet and opens the space up in front of her.
Rigg, the freshman, walk on to the team before earning a scholarship to officially join the squad. Worked really hard to earn it. I saw a video online, and they talked about how selfless she was to come and join this team and earn her way onto the squad.
Well, that's testament to hard work and grit and determination and the never say die attitude. So that's fantastic. Justly rewarded.
Yeah, the native of Olympia, Washington. Hanks allows it to bounce. Chin able to go back and retrieve before she clipped down.
Yeah, Vita's kicks from her hands are just getting the Gonzaga midfield back and off, and then it's hitting into a space where the defenders aren't comfortable coming to it. So that could be an interesting factor. really think with this wind, John, as much as we talk, it's dipping with those gusts. There's got to be a bit more angle on those balls in. The straight ball is just ran through and ran across, and Idaho are comfortable dealing with that and doing very well with it.
Field's in good condition. We walked across. It doesn't look as good as it did this summer, right? As some of the wear and tear, and we've had cold weather here in Spokane now for at least 2-3 weeks. So the ball is running, crisp night, a little bit of dew on the grass as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer than it had been, and you know, Gonzaga are a possession-based team. They like to move the ball quickly, so it could be a little bit of a leveler, but they're stroking the ball around well. There's that straight ball again. If we get those angles, it's going to pull the Idaho defense around a little bit more, but those straight balls, I think Idaho will be very comfortable dealing with.
Rigg has slotted into that center forward position where Paige Alexander was before. Alexander's gone out to the right side.
Alexander's pace, and you see Rigg's got a little bit more size on her to be that target forward.
Little flick on from Sprague. Warner able to get a touch before Chin wins it back for the Zags. Excuse me, Chelsea Lee eventually got the touch.
Sprague's very strong in the air, and you know, that's going to cause Gonzaga problems if she keeps getting those flicks and it gets them on the back foot.
Rigg able to win possession for the Zags, and another substitution, Shelby Runge coming into the match. The freshman out of Issaquah, Washington, will give Paige Alexander a break.
And just as we were talking about there, you know, Coach Watkins is rotating that forward line because that's where they're putting the pressure on to Idaho, and they're getting fresh legs in there.
Yeah, that's a trademark of this program, is a high pressure. Forwards are where you start that defensive line. And he likes to keep them fresh. Most substitutions for this team come from that front three. Shelby Runge, a really talented freshman, one of the biggest recruits this program has had in years, coming in as a 2022 high school All-American out of Washington.
Well, and as you see the play develop and the field open up a little bit, when we get a broader picture, you'll see how high the Gonzaga forwards are, and it's keeping the Idaho defenders very honest.
Werner, another one of those freshmen who looks up. She played as an attacking player in high school and through her youth career, 63 goals, 69 assists as an attacking midfielder in their 3 years in high school. Now a center back and looking to find an attack from the back line. Substitution for the Vandals, and it'll be a break for Hanks. And coming into the match, number 23 is Naomi Alvarez, native of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, Hanks has been almost operating on her own up there. I know there's two forwards, but one drops off. She's doing a lot of the leg work there, so well worth a break for her.
.34th minute here in Spokane, Washington at Luger Field. John Billings alongside Pete Scholler for the Zags and the Vandals in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The winner here was expected to play against UCLA in the second round, but they went down. The number 2 seed in the region lost to UC Irvine yesterday. And it's kind of blown this whole thing open. Now it's Nebraska, Tennessee's out there. There's a number of teams that the winner of this match would potentially match up against.
Absolutely. Scott Juniper did a great job, and upsetting the number 1 seed anytime is fantastic, and congrats to him and his team. And they'll be watching this game very, very closely. See how deep even the forward line for Idaho is playing now. They just dropped off. It's going to give a lot of space for Gonzaga to play in.
Rigg will let it bounce. Able to get the touch in the corner. Back to Euler. Time to look up and find Warta. Amelia Warta will try one.
What Gonzaga are going to do, Idaho have got to do a little bit better there is close that space quicker, because she was able to get a head up, have a look, and then take that shot. I think it's just got to be closed down. I'm sure Coach Clevenger will be talking about that at half time.
Wart, a tremendous athlete. Her dad actually played soccer at George Fox on a collegiate level. Her mom ran track at Washington State University. She's even got siblings that play at that level. So a family who's been in probably a lot of vans, right into a lot of practices.
I've known the Waters a long time, and they just keep, all of their kids have played at a good level, and she's typifying that right now. And obviously, with parents of that pedigree, it's we just see Chen get the ball in and just a little elbow and a push off. The referee's taking none of that.
Both teams, it has to be said, like a physical brand of soccer. Two of the more high foul committing teams in their conferences, just because of the aggression and pressure they like to apply.
Yeah, when you're an Idaho team who like to soak up that pressure, you're gonna carry a lot of fouls. But Gonzaga on the other front is that you've got your players pressing so high, you're going to turn that ball over quickly, and sometimes those are mistimed.
Another chance for some fresh legs coming to the match here. It looks like Maddie Kemp might be getting a break.
Yeah, Kemp covers a lot of grass. There's not a blade she hasn't really covered there.
And it'll be Kaya Lee who enters the match.
And Kylie played a lot more at the beginning of the season, but as we say, the players come through at different stages, so she'll be comfortable coming off the bench into that role.
Local product, sophomore, also from Gonzaga Prep. Who played for the Vietnamese U19 national team. Peters. And in the lights, Quarter able to win the header.
You know, right now Idaho will be happy with this. I mean, they won't be happy to be 1-0 down, but they're soaking up the pressure and dealing with different challenges and playing their back line very confidently.
Yeah, and Pete, early on there was a lot of possession from Gonzaga, but they were also creating a lot of chances. Now we're seeing some possession, but not the same amount of chances being dealt.
Yeah, I think Idaho dropping one of their extra players, one of their forwards back a little, allows their holding mids to drop a little bit, and they've almost got two players in there at times, but Sprague does a good job of just patrolling that back four and sitting in front of them, and I think it's causing Gonzaga to have to rethink some things.
Willow Collins will enter the match for Gonzaga. And a like-for-like change puts her in at right back, where she started a number of games this season, coming in for Lauren Chin.
Yeah, that's a good player to be bringing off the bench, and they've obviously seen what Idaho are trying to do, get players in and around, so some fresh legs there again.
The all WCC preseason pick was Collins, so you're right, not exactly bringing somebody who hasn't been familiar.
We see Sprague's flicks on are causing problems now for Gonzaga, and they get a corner from that.
Yeah, Alvarez able to run it down and earn the corner kick. That'll bring Peters up once more to serve.
Yeah, it's unusual for Euler to get turned around that way. Normally she's fronting the player and angling out, but good work there from the Idaho forward.
Little shoving going on in front of town.
Handbags at 10 paces, John.
Right in front of the Gonzaga student section there too, who are giving it a holler. Peters from Bremerton, Washington will serve it. To the back post. It was Collins just into the match, and her first touch is with the head. Still players up. Who's going to force Town up, but Collins or Lee with the header, and then uses her feet to clear.
Idaho just exerting a little pressure in there. It's got Gonzaga at 6s and 7s, but their midfielder will control and we'll get back possession here. But good work from Idaho there.
Well, plenty of goals for Idaho this season coming off of set pieces. You can see that maybe the danger zone. and something they'll be looking to recreate.
Yeah, it's a good ball delivered in, set pieces, corners, free kicks, so they'll keep pushing.
Collins dips inside before going back to Grace Quarter.
Right now, Idaho had 10 players behind the ball, 11 including the goalkeeper.
Garcia, beautiful touch to keep it in, goes to the near post, and it's off the knee of Rebecca Reyes, and out for a corner kick for Gonzaga as the half dwindles down here.
Yeah, Reyes didn't get her feet adjusted there. That ball kind of skipped through. It could be, the cooler temperatures here, but she didn't get adjusted, and Gonzaga get that corner.
A couple more substitution, Isabel Moultrie coming on, and Emily Todd. So Gonzaga getting some fresh legs out there and seizing an opportunity near the end of the half to get a few more players comfortable with the situation.
Well, and Izzy Moultrie adds some height in there as well, John. She's got good legs in terms of work rate, but
Runji to serve. Floated ball, won by, I believe, Sprague, knocked off of her headband. Warner with a quick touch back to Collins. As Gonzaga reloads. Moultrie, the senior.
See the patience that Idaho has shown here. They're just compact, know the shape, they know their roles, and it's going to be like a game of chess to see how Gonzaga try and figure that out and try and break them down.
Kelsey Euler, one-on-one with Farley. Finds room for service, and Schessler pick up.
Well, if there's one player that can do it, Euler is it, and she whips another dangerous cross in there. But Idaho dealt with it well and come out strong. Their shape's good. Their composure's good when they're on the ball. And we see here carrying the ball out. Gonzaga having to track back. So
throughout the Big Sky season, this back line was really the best in the conference. 2 juniors, 2 seniors, a lot of experience, and a team that's grown into matches. We'll talk about a little bit more in the second half, but U of I has scored nearly double the amount of goals in the second half versus the first. So they'll feel confident. They've stymied the press for Gonzaga for a bit.
Yeah, they certainly haven't looked out at their depth here, and there is some composure on the ball, and they're starting to find a little bit more of the ball, which Coach Clevenger will be very happy with.
Just as we say it, it's given away, and now Gonzaga on a quick little counter. Rigg gives chase, and she's going to get there. Reyes defending. Ooh, a little nutmeg as she sneaks behind her. Can she find a pass? Runji with a touch, and it's cleared away.
Cheeky little Megs there.
Gonzaga not done yet. Euler into the corner. Receives a little shove. Tried to embellish it a bit, and the official not going for it.
No, you see the physical aspect of the Idaho players. They're not going to be intimidated. So that
beautiful play from Rigg there.
Oh, cheeky, very cheeky.
Nice of her to do it down right by where we have one of the cameras. That's going to go on
for the highlight reel.
Yeah, that's going to go on a highlight reel for sure.
End of season awards.
Kyla Tucker into the match for the Vandals. Peters has her first clearance blocked, but the second time able to make it work.
See, everybody's dropped back there, so that transitional period there from Peters' ball, which is a good one, but Idaho had nobody up there.
Ooh, a dangerous little touch there. Warner got it caught underneath her foot. Luckily for her, Quarter able to save the blushes.
Almost let the dog see the rabbit right there.
Not a good place to lose the ball. Moultrie, as we're down under a minute here at the end of the first half.
See, Izzy just played that ball blindly. Was expecting the player to be already on the front foot, and I think the way Idaho are playing right now, they've got Gonzaga just a little more cautious and not able to step up as high as they would. And Willow Collins was just a little hesitant to go forward there.
Stick with us at the end of the half here. As you remember, the college game, the clock will stop, so we'll have no extra time, but we'll get a moment with Jeremy Clevenger, head coach of the University of Idaho, just after the half ends. So stick around with us for a few minutes here to hear from the U of I head man. As the first half ends 1-0 to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. A half that I think, Pete, we'll have to ask Coach Clevenger about this, but Gonzaga feels really good about the start. They're dominating possession. They get the goal, but then it kind of slowed down a little bit. And U of I think, able to stall things. They've got to feel like they're still right where they want to be. Yeah,
I think obviously disappointed. That was a great strike for the goal, but they haven't got flustered. They've found their space. They've got compact, and they've made it difficult to be broken down.
Well, we're joined now by the head man of the University of Idaho, Coach Jeremy Clevenger. Coach, not the start of the half you wanted, but the team bounced back well and still right where you want to be in this match.
No, yeah, it's still a game, and they're a good attacking squad, and you give them a chance, and they took care of it. So we're gonna have to bounce back and refocus, and get after it in the second half.
Coach Clevenger, you've got to be happy with the compactness. Your girls know their roles. They're sitting back, and they're making it hard for Gonzaga to break you down. Are you happy with that?
Definitely. I think we've been very compact, making it hard on them, not giving them easy looks and easy opportunities. I just want to have a little bit of more possession when we do win it to hold on to it a little bit more so we don't have to chase. But overall, the defensive shape is good.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Best luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Well, it's Gonzaga 1 and the University of Idaho 0 on a great crowd and a beautiful night here in Spokane, Washington. The second 45 is coming up around the corner here from Luger Field. Welcome back here to Spokane, Washington, home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They lead 1-0 over the University of Idaho Vandals in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. John Billings here alongside Pete Scholler after an entertaining first 45 minutes. And it's been an entertaining first round of the NCAA tournament. Some surprises, some things you might expect, some you certainly wouldn't. The number 1 on that list, UC Irvine knocking off the UCLA Bruins. And that's who the winner of this match will take on in the next round.
Yeah, Scott Junior has done a fantastic job down there, and the number 1 seed will be stunned. Only themselves, UCLA and Xavier are the only ones that have lost in these early stages.
So a lot of the top seeds have been winning, but it's kind of bizarre the way it works here because they move on to a pod system for the next round. It's not the next highest seed. They don't stay in the format. I guess I would say it's the next highest seed. So Nebraska, the team that came to Gonzaga and beat Gonzaga on this field earlier this season, they would actually be the host. So they're going to host the second and third round. So UC Irvine and the winner of this match will play there. And then Nebraska will host, I believe, Tennessee for their match to see who would be the next opponent. So basically, winner of this match is going to the Midwest.
Right, and Lincoln, Nebraska is probably, this could be as chilly as Lincoln, Nebraska right now with this wind. And these two teams would be a lot more suited to than certainly a UC Irvine in terms of the weather.
Yeah, you could have some nice opportunities actually. And then you just saw our other two on that graphic, Pepperdine and Santa Clara, the other two WCC teams matching up in the tournament. So it's been an interesting first weekend. A lot of soccer left to play before we're going to put a crown on a women's soccer program here. Second 45 is coming up, and we're going to have first half highlights just around the corner. Zags lead 1-0. Well, Gonzaga are on top in this Inland Northwest rivalry by a score of 1-0. And let's take a look at how it happened. The Zags got off to a really good start to this match, both in possession and in creating chances. The first chance came to Chelsea Lee.
Yeah, I think being the home team and getting that momentum early, it really forced Idaho to sit deeper. And here we see a great cross in and the header from Kemp. And it's taken comfortably, but it just shows the intent.
And then in the 15th minute, Chelsea Lee again generating the attack. She earned the free kick, and it was Marissa Garcia who stepped up for the left-footed shot.
Oh, what a pile driver that was. That didn't even dip. It just was like a rocket, and unfortunately the keeper wasn't able to get anything on that. It was beyond her before she even got her hands fully up. But a great strike, wonderful left foot there.
Now, University of Idaho did have chances. Most of them came from the set pieces. That was a nice punch from Lauren Town. Later in the half, they had another opportunity from the set piece, and it really looks like if U of I is going to score, it's going to come from something like that. This one, again, calling on to action for Town as she scrambled back to her line.
Yeah, Peters is really going to cause problems from those set pieces, and Gonzaga just got to be on their toes and ready to deal with that.
We're going to go to another quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Watkins and find out his impressions on the first half and what's needed for the Zags in the second 45.
That's quite the stat.
Welcome back to Gonzaga University as the Bulldogs lead 1-0 over the Vandals at halftime. Pete, a good first half for Gonzaga in the sense that they have the lead here. What do they need to do to maybe expand that or lock down this match?
I think they've kind of got to be a bit more creative in pulling the shape, Idaho out of its shape, and then trying to thread the ball out wider to get in behind.
Well, let's find out what the head man of the Zags thinks about it. Coach Watkins, thanks for joining us. Your impressions on the first half?
I thought we played well, able to control the ball as well as we had hoped. We weren't as effective when we got to the end line on our services, and that's something we talked about at halftime. But overall, it's a good start.
Any specific things that you really want to see for the second half here?
We'd like to see our midfield touch the ball a little bit more. We were really direct from wide to wide, and think we can do a better job of playing our midfield and getting them a few more touches.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Coach Watkins, a former Player of the Year, a Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Kansas, Drake University, where he applied his trade, but really has changed the culture of this Gonzaga program into one that is positive, is aggressive, is attack-minded. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, similar style of play, similar style of player, and Chris has come in and reinvigorated that and stamped his own style of play on here, and the players have responded tremendously. I think the key, as Coach just said, is pulling the team around and trying to get that ball whipped in behind, because they'll be backpedaling, and as a defender, you never want to be backpedaling. It's hard to defend when you're doing that, so I'm sure they'll come out.
One recorded save for Vita in the first half. That goal came at exactly the 15-minute mark, so the 16th minute for Garcia. And you see shots 5-1. That's pretty indicative of how the match went in that first half as we are underway in the second 45.
I think Coach Clevenger will be comfortably happy about how they've played, but Gonzaga are going to come out with a little chip on their shoulder to try and prove something here.
Both teams with the same lineups they started the match with to start the second half. That means Yoshida Williams back up front for U of I. Alexander finds Kemp. Both of them got a bit of a break at the end of the first half too. Paige Alexander gives chase.
Well, as we saw, and Coach was on about it there at the last segment, their midfield have found it difficult to get on the ball. I think the 4 and 5 that Idaho have had in midfield have made it difficult for their 3. So it'll be interesting to see how those numbers correlate, and trying to get their outside backs into the play a bit more often to count as that extra midfielder.
Chin was just able to get there first. I thought she might have drawn the foul, but actually looked to injure Alfaro. She shakes it off. Here's Warta now for the Zags. Left back is Euler. She's got 2 to aim for in front of the box, but not quite enough on it. Warta chests it down and tries the half volley. Never on target.
You know what's interesting, John? When Gonzaga have been scoring first, they're 12-0 this season, and if they're ahead at the half, they're 12-0. So obviously Coach Watkins is going to hope that statistic continues through, but that's quite a worrying one for the Idaho players if they knew those stats were there.
Well, Pete, I remember seeing a stat earlier in the season before the Nebraska game, and at that time Gonzaga, or Watkins I should say, as a head coach, was 55-5 when having the lead at halftime. So definitely a team that is used to getting leads and then holding on to them. But as we teased in that first half, University of Idaho is a second half team. They've scored 11 goals in the first half on the year and 19 in the second half. So with their experience, they're not going to be phased either. They know they can come back.
Well, both of those aspects you talk about from both teams, John, is
Warta, good driving service headed away.
Is attitude and mentality. And both coaches have got them well versed in varying different styles of mentality, but Idaho obviously grind away and grind their opponents down, and that's where they get the results. Gonzaga, though, 12-0-0. It's a tough one, but as we know, this is a win or go home, so one-off games can be very, very different.
Annika Farley sneaking inside before finding Yoshida Williams on the outside. Excuse me, that's Jaden Hanks.
And Hanks is that more of a back to the defender type play. We had a player, Jenny Springer. She was great at holding the play up and drawing players into her, and Hanks does a really good job of that.
Peters, a little flick, top of the box. Warner and Quarter both there. Warner takes care of it. Garcia going to try an early one. Finds Paige Alexander. She's got Gianna Riley to her right. Alexander, some beautiful touches, but poked away. Nice defensive play by Reyes.
Yes.
Julia Warta, the freshman.
Sprague just kind of sits in there and patrols in front there, so it's difficult to break down.
Nice touches, Gianna Riley. To the back post! Garcia is going to keep it in. No, she's not able to get there in time. Paige Alexander was the target. Just past her toe here.
What a great ball. Head up. That's such a dangerous, the keeper's glued to a line. A great ball in. So dangerous between the keeper and the 6-yard box, and just an extra toe on that, and then it's in the back of the old onion bag.
Alexander, the Salem, Oregon prospect. Maybe could have stretched to it with her left foot, but sometimes your strides are just off there. And millimeters from a touch. Anything that you got on that ball was going to go in.
It was. Just redirects it, and the keeper's glued to a line.
Similar start to the second that we had in the first. Maddie Kemp will try a drive. And she loves that long shot, both on free kicks or in the run of play. She's not afraid to take a strike. Kemp,
She's
number 35, number 35th in the NCAA in shots at over 3.5 a game, so she'll let it fly.
Well, similar to the first half, John, as you talked about, Gonzaga just pushed high and not giving Idaho any time on the ball, and it's difficult for them to get a foothold in the game. And that's how the first half started. See if they can absorb that pressure and build from that. But
I think a welcome bit of respite here as Hanks caught a little bit of a knock. That's the pause in our action, but it gave Idaho a chance for a deep breath and push everybody forward.
Exactly what they needed right there.
That flick last off the head of a Vandal will go out for goal kick. Yeah, they did. They needed a bit of a rest.
They did. They just
mentally more than physically, I think.
It's just an onslaught in the early stages. So, but this is what they weathered most of the first half. So let's see how they respond.
Hangs heads down. Chelsea Lee, one of many Zags who got a break at the end of the first half, and I think a clever play from Coach Watkins to keep his fresh players out for the second half.
Yeah, he's just got the rotation just set up nicely, and he knows exactly when his players need that break, and it's putting the Idaho defenders under a lot of pressure early on, and he knows exactly what he's playing at.
A little bit of dispute about who that was off last. It is a Zags throw, but too far in front was Kelsey Euler. The other part of that, Pete, is a big match like this, a lot of anticipation, the big crowd. You might expel a little more adrenaline than you normally would, and legs get a little tired, a little quicker. I think Coach Watkins trying to preserve some of that for the second half.
Absolutely. We didn't see too many substitutions for the Vandals, so it'll be interesting to see how they persevere. Good pressure up top there, though.
Euler able to wiggle free and find Chelsea Lee. Finds quarter, comes from an athletic family. Her uncle was actually a New York Giants Hall of Famer, and Andy Robustelli.
He'd certainly be used to this weather.
Wouldn't feel very good to get hit in this weather.
No.
Be tackled in this weather.
But again, Idaho haven't, they don't look flustered. They just work their way back into the game, and it's going to be interesting.
Vandals are used to playing at home at the Kibbe Dome rather than outside. There's the turf field rather than the grass. So a lot of contrast, a number of things Gonzaga might be a bit more used to than the Vandals.
Yeah, but the Vandals did go to Northern Arizona and play in Flagstaff at about 7,200 feet and cold, windy weather. So, they might have been better prepared for this than having a rest week.
U of I will play short out of the back, but not able to connect. Gianna Riley picks it up. Untouched to the inside. She'll try it. Off the defender, Reyes, who knocks it down and clears.
That compactness is, it's tough to break down, but if you're going to get a shot from distance, that could be one way to do it, because the ball's flying through a number of players and the keeper's often unsighted.
Kemp will try it herself. That one a little less of a drive, more directed, and not on target.
Huge crowd here tonight, John. Look at it, standing room only.
Was this ball going on frame? Vita certainly was scrambling to her right.
Almost like a handball there. But no VAR here, John.
Just our shoddy eyes.
The difficulty Idaho are having is the big gap between the midfield and their forwards, so they're just not getting much purchase when they get the ball and not able to hold on to it for too long.
Such a bright future for Amelia Huerta, the freshman out of Vancouver, Washington. Off left side to Euler. Sprague lost it, and Riley with a toe poke. Vita just barely able to reach that one. It snuck through her grasp. Little smirk from her as Gianna Riley with the toe poke.
Yeah, she goes there. It's normally left foot she'd go with, but she took the outside of the right foot and it nearly caught Vita out, but Vita got her body behind the ball and smothered it. But again, showing you how capable Gonzaga are of moving that ball quickly and just causing problems.
Well, and Coach Watkins said, I wanted to get my midfield on the ball a little bit more, and they have been. So many touches for Huerta, Lee, and Kemp to start this half with just 10 minutes gone. They've had as many touches in this 10 minutes as they had in the first half.
It certainly seems that way, and you see now how deep the Idaho forwards are dropping to help out in that midfield area.
Chin looking down the line, finds Paige Alexander, has it sneak off of the bottom of her cleats. And she kept working, wins the ball back for the Zags. Gianna Riley looks up. Back to her right foot. Can she get across? She does, and it's Alexander wide.
She just has a great awareness and just creates that half a step. Here you see, one of the best defenders in the Big Sky, and she just whips that ball around her, and just a great ability to do that and create that half a step of separation. But you're definitely right, that midfield.
They're everywhere right now. Chelsea Lee able to earn the free kick off the foul from Alvaro. Here's Amelia Huerta. Not giving the Vandals a rest. Euler, can she serve one in? She does, and it's off the crossbar from Alexander.
What a great ball from Euler in there. Alexander did it so well and did everything right, just couldn't get that ball down quick enough.
Paige Alexander thought she had her 4th goal of the season.
Euler put another wonderful ball in with that left foot. Sweet as a nut. Gets adjusted just a smidge over the bar, but relentless right now, and Idaho midfield are starting to get strung around, and that's exactly what Coach Watkins talked about, getting his midfielders on the ball, and it's creating problems.
Chelsea Lee playing the orchestra conductor right now. She's holding in and just getting these attacks started. Her teammates called her an artist. They said, Coach Watkins said, well, others might be executing and finishing. She's playing chess out there, controlling the match. I think you see, and I love when you're at a match in person, Pete, you can really see what's going off away from the ball sometimes. That's where you can really appreciate the talent of Chelsea Lee.
Well, I was at the Symphony last week, John, and she's like the main violin player in conjunction with the conductor. So she's pulling strings and then making things work from there. Fabulous to watch, and she's in full flow right now.
Ooh, Paige Alexander, work rate through the roof right now. Here comes Kelsey Euler. Usually assisting. Can she get a goal here? Gianna Riley with a right-footed ball that just trickles past the post. A lot of contacts on that as well. I don't think it would have been a fair call to call that a penalty kick, but certainly threw Gianna Riley off a bit.
It did. Riley did great again to get into that position. What a lovely ball, but actually some great defending. And they didn't let her get that separation which she had been creating.
The last gasp effort by, I think, Hannah Alvaro all the way
Alvaro,
back. Might have been Maya Hamilton. I couldn't tell. Everybody called into action right now, and a foul in midfield will give the Vandals a chance to get forward.
And again, that's probably what they need, that little bit of respite. Just get a foot on the ball, deep breath, and get organized again. Because they were being pulled around by that midfield, and it was causing them a lot of problems. The big difference now, John, as we see Gonzaga being able to whip that ball in, and it's causing problems.
Single season records this year for the Zags: 54 goals, 44 assists, 150 points, all records. The previous most goals scored in a year for the Zags was 2 years ago, 47 goals. So they just obliterated that. Both teams on the top 2 in that list were coached by Coach Watkins. Kemp, quarter. Schessler just lost it for a second. Chelsea Lee, always the first one to get there.
She's like a pocket dynamo. She's everywhere and in the thick of everything.
Greatest quarter, beautiful header, one over the back of Jaden Hanks.
Cheeky little flick.
And here are the Zags on the break. Vida off her line.
And she had to be quick off there, John, I tell you.
And some contact after the clearance. Both players going for it. The official halts play. The Vandal fans in attendance a little frustrated, but I think a fair challenge.
Well, I think Alexander was rushing onto that ball. I think it was Alexander. And she turned her back, so she wasn't going to get the ball blasted at her, and unfortunately she went into Vida. See the difference now with that midfield getting a lot more possession. It's forcing Idaho to do a lot more work off the ball, which, as we know, John, will become very, very tiring on those legs.
Long ball, looking for Paige Alexander. Rebecca Rea is able to get back. This Big Sky tournament MVP clears it away.
See that ball from Euler just gets the back line of Idaho turned around quickly, which is not something that Gonzaga did in the first half, but now they're exerting that pressure, and by doing so, it's pushing them deeper and deeper.
Euler and Lee, one defender for 2 attackers. Zags able to get across in, but blocked away, and Jaden Hanks, for one of the first times tonight, able to turn and run at defenders. You can see her pace. She doesn't have much help up there, but able to clear the lines for the Vandals and at least get them to relieve some pressure, but gave it right away.
Yeah, she had 3 defenders against her, and no support. Yeah.
Amelia Huerta tried a diagonal to Alexander. It might still find Gianna Riley.
Riley gets her foot on the ball and slows things down, and good defending again, though.
The Las Vegas product has her pocket picked by the San Diego native Maya Hamilton, but it's back to Maddie Kemp and Alvaro. Quarter able to step in front. Nice win from the center back.
Idaho defending stoutly.
And she continues her run before Hamilton again with a nice challenge. To win it back from Idaho, the field, Pete, now starting to get a little stretched.
It really is, and this is where you're going to see who's got what in terms of tactical awareness and who's got the legs.
Annika Farley, the transfer from the University of Portland. And who else? Kelsey Euler. She's still on her horse forward. And now acres of space in the midfield as Hannah Alfaro tries to find an opportunity.
Well, there's 70 yards between both sets of defenders, and then it's...
Farley flicks in. It's last off of Chin. This should go out for a corner kick for the Vandals. Ooh, the official on the far side didn't see it. And a big break for the Zags. Tough calls. We take a second look at it. Yeah, it's definitely off of Chin. It came through.
Definitely, definitely. But you see the pace that Idaho have up front, it's going to cause problems, and Gonzaga didn't deal with it as nicely and as comfortably as they would have liked.
Maddie Lasher back into the match for the Vandals. As Carly Yoshida-Williams will take a break.
Oily with a beautiful ball over the top there. Well
Paige
measured.
Alexander. She's got space. Cuts to the left. Alexander! No, it's back to Gianna Riley now. Couldn't find an angle for a shot, could Alexander. She tried the pass, and that was flicked out, I think, off of Gianna Riley last. But again, it's going to be favorable for the Zags.
Boy, it's end-to-end stuff right now, John. You can't blink.
You can feel a goal coming. I'm not sure who it's going to come to, Pete,
Yeah.
but it does feel like one's. And we get a second look. It did look like maybe Hamilton clipped it first, and then it was off the toe of Gianna Riley. See if the Zags can take advantage of the break. Marissa Garcia with a little option short to Chin.
Yeah.
And instead she's going to take it long.
Swing that left foot in, cause problems in there with the height.
Kemp.
Defended well by Idaho.
Yeah, by Sprague. That's their heading target on the offensive side, and she comes back to clear it away defensively too.
Well, the thing that we haven't seen from her on the offensive side is those flicks on, but defensively she's helping her team out massively right now.
Call of patience from the assistant coaching staff for the Zags. It has gotten a bit frenetic. I think the Zags like this open attacking opportunities too. They know that University of Idaho is going to have to take some chances down a goal.
Well, they've got the legs. You know, we talked about that rotation, and we've seen what they're capable of, so it's really going to suit Gonzaga. Idaho, they haven't made too many changes throughout the game, so is tiredness in the legs going to start to affect the game? We shall see.
Lee couldn't hold on to it, and we'll have some substitutions again into the match. Kyla Tucker coming on for the Vandals, and Caitlin Rigg will come on and give Marissa Garcia a break. In college soccer, second half, you can have one return, so not likely that these guys are done for the night. Jaden Hanks will get the break for the Vandals, trying to save up some energy for one last push.
Yeah, Hanks has been a little isolated up there. She's been one of the two forwards, so she's put a good shift in there, but it's going to be very, very tiring.
That ball just trickling over the sideline. Out for a throw again.
Oh, the crowd are really getting into this.
There's enough mixture of Zags and Vandals fans, I got to admit. Sometimes when the cries come out, you're not sure which they're in support of, but you can see just right behind this throw, a lot of gold and black in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that one was last touched in the far side by Hannah Alvaro. It'll give Lauren Town a chance to stretch her legs again. It's tough being a goalkeeper sometimes on a cold night where you're not going to see a lot of action. Lauren Town likely going to be called upon for one big save before this match is up. And she's got to be ready. Just 13 goals conceded on the season. It's been an exceptional year for the Zags goalkeeper after 2 UCL surgeries. Basically, surgery on both elbows. Couldn't use either arm for a while, and look at what she's come back to.
Incredible.
What a season.
Great season. But as you say, you know, when you haven't been busy and you can get a little cold, and if Idaho are able to string a few things together, it'll be interesting to see how she deals with it.
That cross blocked by Euler, but out for a corner. And a fantastic opportunity for the Vandals to get on the board. Alyssa Peters, always the server. We'll see if anybody can get on the end of it.
Yeah,
Sprague usually with the big blonde hair. She's going to be the target. 2 Vandals right on top of Town on her goal line.
Oh, we're going with a short one.
Schessler short. Back to Peters with the left foot. And Town warms those hands back up.
That'll keep her a little sharper. The set pieces are where Idaho have caused problems with the teams throughout the season, so that was interesting. They went with the short set up there, but got to try different things.
Vandals working their way back into the match now, but well read by Lauren Chin. The Seattle prospect starts the attack for the Zags. Chin to the feet of Rigg.
Rigg was double teamed there and lost possession on that ball, and a little contentious, I think that.
Yeah, ran into a cul-de-sac. Looked like it was actually off the foot of Maya Hamilton.
It did.
That's still in. Chin on the ground, able to quickly get back up, and Chelsea Lee was there to scoop it away. Quarter to Warner. The freshman has started every match since arriving on campus for the Zags.
We see now, as we talked about earlier, John, the midfield are just orchestrating things for Gonzaga right now and making it difficult for Idaho to get a foot on the ball.
Alexander able to get in front. Now waiting for an opportunity to find Euler. To the feet of Kemp at the top of the box, and Schessler with a nice challenge. You gotta like the interchange. Kemp's getting behind the back line. Alexander, Euler. It's a little bit like the Dutch total football.
It is.
Right now.
It is. You got outside backs playing higher than some of their forwards, but you know, Idaho's defending resolutely. They're making it difficult. May not be the prettiest, but it's effective right now.
Well, and for those that feel like, wow, they're really struggling in this match, this is how they play. They control the back, they keep the game tight, and they counter. Rigg nicely chested down. Now she looks to go 1v1 on Elliker. Gets to the line. Gianna Riley, time for a shot. Not able to line it up, defended very well, but it's still Gianna Riley. Ooh, a little nutmeg there. Still Riley with the highlight reel. And it's a Zags corner.
Right. Great work. She took the ball from the side of in the middle of the 18, skips through, little cheeky Megs there, and God, that's difficult to defend.
Gianna Riley with a hat trick against Pepperdine last week to clinch the Zags' berth into the NCAA tournament. And she's feeling good.
Yeah, creativity and just awareness there. Great quick feet. Another set piece.
First in the WCC in points. Service not quite there. Quarter able to collect.
Not the normal quality you expect from her there.
Oilers got Maddie Kemp to her left. Both can serve a ball in well, but they can't link up. Maddie Kemp said earlier this week, anybody could go to a program that's established and keep winning. That's a whole different thing to build something from scratch, and she's been a massive part of that. A fifth-year senior after redshirting with her knee injury when she came in for the Zags, has been a part of really transforming this program into one of the dominant forces in the West Coast, and certainly proud of what they have done. But she said, we've got more to do, and we feel like we ought to just keep with our business. We know how to do what we've been successful with, and we want to continue that. Foul throw on the far line.
Yeah,
far side,
and you can come in and be a part of creating that legacy. So you're leaving your stamp on the program, and what a stamp they are leaving right now. No matter where it ends, they've created some great history with this program.
Hannah Alvaro trying to do the same for the University of Idaho. Beautiful drive cross. Schessler with a shot. Oh, it just skims past the post. Town got caught between hands and feet.
Just by a gnat's whisker, that one.
Relieved, I think, would be the word I would use for the goalkeeper of the Zags. Schessler with a beautiful strike.
Great strike, and keeper was expecting a shot a bit more central, I think, so that's why she had to move her feet quickly. And then, as we said, she's been cold. She hasn't been tested too much, but that'll liven things up.
Maddie Lasher was dashing in on goal too, and that's another difficult part for a goalkeeper. When you have somebody coming at you, a flick will change the trajectory, so you can't kind of go all the way forward. You got to stay and hold, and you get stuck between.
You can't overcommit.
Kemp able to just get a nick of it. Trying the 1-2 with Gianna Riley.
Again, the compactness of the Idaho defense.
Oh, Gianna with a beautiful slide tackle. Now can she serve it up? Not this time.
Did all the hard work there, and great sliding tackle to win that ball back. Timed perfectly.
Great work from our crew here on hand.
Just not that little bit of magic she had the play before. You know,
who has the magic here, Pete?
Well, the longer this game goes on, the more Coach Clevenger is going to be happy with what's going on for his team and the ability to counterattack. But it's hard because Gonzaga are just ruthlessly pounding, and something has to give somewhere. 16 minutes left.
Gonzaga again down that channel. Place they love to be. It's something they work on, getting to the ball into this area they call the prime assist zone.
Zone 14, John.
That's
Zone
right.
14.
Passes from the edge of the box, kind of on that side. 14% chance that they turn into a goal, a much higher percentage than most spots on the field. So that's definitely where the Gonzaga Bulldogs want to be, and you feel like a goal is imminent. A couple of substitutions coming in here. Hanks will return for the Vandals, and Kaya Lee coming on for the Zags.
Just going on those stats you're talking a little bit about there, John. Approximately 40 to 45% of goals are from cutback crosses. And Gonzaga have done a phenomenal job, as we've seen with several of their players, to get into those dangerous zones and create opportunities from that. But again, Idaho have defended stoutly. They've been brave and bold for sure.
They get a break here and a chance to go forward. It's Lasher. Does well to hold possession on the first try. Hanks comes back to retrieve for the Vandals. Elliker coming back after the back injury that kept her out of the Big Sky tournament. Good to see her back into the match today. That back seems to be holding up okay.
Well, Idaho just pushed Gonzaga back a little bit over the last couple of minutes, so.
Jaden Hanks, she'll try one, blocked by Quarter. And Euler clears. Paige Alexander is up near the half line. You can just see her limping. She was grabbing her toe. Warner, now Quarter, and Kaya Lee. And Town off of her goal. She's going to get there first. She doesn't inside the box, but able to dribble it back to where she can utilize her hands and earns a foul.
You know, with Idaho.
I got an injury timeout. Excuse me, Pete. Just wanted to point Paige Alexander just kind of.
Oh, yes. She is limping off.
Coming off here. It looks like she's going to make way for Shelby Runge.
Gonzaga will be happy with that respite right now because Idaho pushed them back, and we know they're a second half team. So they're probably happy to take a breather right there. Just under 15 minutes left, John.
Maddie Lasher. Hannah Alfaro. Working on Euler. Chelsea Lee comes over to give her Gonzaga teammate a bit of aid. And she's earned a corner. Assistant referee wasn't sure, maybe didn't see it. And it works out well for Gonzaga. Pete, at what point does Coach Clevenger start to tinker a little bit with the formation or the tactic here?
Well, I think in the next I think in about the next 2 or 3 minutes he's got to roll the dice and probably go to 3 up top. Just get the ball in behind and try and get the Gonzaga backline turned around, which they haven't done too often, but if they do, they'll cause problems. And I think Coach Clevenger will be happy with the last 5-10 minutes about how Idaho put them into the game. So you might see a tactical change, but they just got to get the ball a little bit more direct and have their forwards sit a little higher. Difficult to do when Gonzaga's midfielder possessing so well and their outside backs are starting to get further and further up the field.
Kaya Lee, Caitlin Rigg in the right side, Lauren Chin. Sophomore, able to get past Hanks. Takes a little nudge, and Hanks does just enough to put Chin off balance and earn the goal kick.
Well, and that's good defending from a forward. It's going all the way back there. But Chen, again, now we're seeing both outside backs attacking down the flanks, up and down like a fiddler's elbow. And it's difficult to contain when we're both doing that.
For the Zags, a pat on the back for Caitlin Rigg as she put in some really nice effort up top. But Marissa Garcia back into the game, and that should help Gonzaga just retain possession a little better. Her and Gianna Riley have been able to work in tight spaces up there today. That touch off Garcia's foot. Now Hannah Alfaro. She's got Schessler and Lasher up with her. Touch a little too far in front of her. But the Vandals able to retain possession. And this is one of those where if they can get the ball down into the foot of Alyssa Peters, she could serve.
Yeah, game's starting to get stretched again, John, as it did in the last 10-15 of the first half.
There is the right foot of Alyssa Peters. Looking for her 9th assist on the season. Gianna Riley got that one. And Kyla Tucker will make way as Annika Farley coming back in. So it kind of looks like we've seen the substitutions to get the fresh legs, and now I think both teams' best 11s back on the field.
It looks that way, yep. War of attrition now. Some 10 minutes left.
Gianna Riley. Just off over the line. Well, it has to be said, a fun night here to celebrate soccer in the Inland Northwest. A lot of excitement left to go, but I wanted to take the opportunity, Pete. I mean, I'm looking around this stadium. You see a bunch of alumni here. You see a bunch of former players, and you see a crowd that's packing in Luger Field. This is as large of a stadium of an audience I've seen at this stadium.
Well, it shows the passion that.
Ooh, there's a chance. Left footer from Schessler. As Town easily able to save.
It shows the passion for the game here, and we're going to have a men and women's professional team joining the ranks. So it just shows there's the support. There's a lot of good soccer players come out of the Spokane area, and friends, family are fully supportive of that. Great crowd tonight, John. Great crowd.
Grace Quarter, given room. WCC honorable mention this year.
See what happens there. The quarter steps forward, and then you get Euler just slots in and covers. It's almost seamless.
Kaya and her sister Chelsea. Lees combining in the midfield. Marissa Garcia, the goal scorer, the lone goal of the night. Chin. Acres of space here on the right wing.
I just don't think the way Gonzaga are playing, I just don't think Coach Clevenger is going to be able to get his third forward in there, and probably just going to consolidate and then try and catch him on the counter.
Warta with the service. Marissa Garcia is there on her favored left foot, just stubbed it. I think caught between two minds.
Oh, this is not a night you want to get one of those balls in the face.
Anna Alfaro. The senior does not want her night to end here. There's a lot of experience out there for the Vandals, trying to put some icing on the cake of what has been a sensational season in Moscow. Got Hanks, Alfaro, Lasher, Schessler. I'm just looking at the seniors on this team. Peters, Hamilton.
Yeah, they're going to leave a great legacy behind them. Obviously, they're going to fight for the last 7 or 8 minutes to make sure that's not the last 7 or 8 minutes they play in a Vandal shirt. But they've certainly created laid a lot of foundation for players to come into.
Here's Farley. Back to Sprague. And now Maya Hamilton. Town's going to be forced off her line here. And collects.
Gonzaga's shape has kept them well balanced here, and it's made it hard for Idaho to break them down. But Idaho are doing as much as they can. I mean, they've still got their heads held high, and they're battling hard here.
Chin looking for Rigg, who's just re-entered the match. Given time and space to turn. The cut inside, over to Warta. She chops back. Garcia loves to go 1v1. Ooh, in the near post, Vida got his touch, saved it, but couldn't hold on.
Garcia's sweet left foot there again just creates that space for herself. Weaves inside, lovely left foot. And Vida did just enough to keep that out. Great strike on a half turn.
Marissa Garcia watches Neymar videos her dad sends her away. You can see she's not afraid to go 1v1.
You could see that. And now she's taking the corner and whipping that left footer in here.
Garcia to serve. Quarter got ahead to it, but not enough, and there's an injury down the field. 2 Idaho Vandals down after knocking heads, and I'm not sure it was with Quarter. It might have been with each other. Scary moment here.
Yeah, I think both of them jumped up with Quarter there. And
Sprague was one. Looked like Sprague and Lasher. 3 heads colliding.
Yeah, it looks like Sprague's the one that stayed down.
Oh, and Sprague wears that concussion headband. Didn't help her enough there, but that's scary. If you wear something like that, you assume it's because she's got a history of it.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to see it.
Almost looked like she took that one on the chin from the top of the head of the teammate. But again, with everything going on,
extra substitutions available with injuries in the collegiate game, so she can go off and would still be able to come back in if she needs to.
What it's done, though, is given Coach Watkins time to chat to his team and figure a way out to play out this last 6 minutes or so.
Just get a little reorganized for them as well.
Sprague's just got to come off briefly, but I think we'll see her back in the game. She's a tough one.
And she is headed back into the game already. So good to see. Hopefully
Always
a little
good
more
to see.
scare than injure there, and that's what we wanted to hear. And a quick drop ball as the Zags will retain possession, and Town will get us restarted. Kelsey Euler. Rigg. Able to shield off Reyes.
You're already seeing Gonzaga, bit of gamesmanship there and trying to run the clock down, taking the ball into the corner. You know, they're in control of this game, but with still 5 minutes left. A quick counter could surprise them, but a tactic well used in the game of soccer.
Little stop here, some jostling between Rigg and Lasher. Our center official, Jacqueline Metz, wanted to halt. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes away from Gonzaga University's first ever NCAA tournament victory. Idaho does not want that to go without a fight. Rigg just on her own, but able to get past two defenders. Little tug to the shorts, kept her from streaking free. But she's happy to retain possession before it finally gets knocked off of her.
The ref was right there, and as we could both see the tug on the shirt or the short from here, so not sure how the referee didn't give something there. But
Mackenzie Burks comes on for Idaho for Maya Hamilton. A like-for-like substitution. We'll see what happens with that, as Idaho's got to start putting numbers forward, but they got to win possession first.
And Gonzaga haven't given them that ability to win possession. They've closed down quickly, moved the ball quickly, and just not given Idaho time to get into their game.
And we've got another substitution for the Zags. John O'Reilly was going to come back in. It looks like now they're going to halt that substitution. But the clock does stop. One of Rigg's trademarks really is her work ethic up there, and she starts the defense from the top, and right now it's working well. Rigg able to keep the ball. Kelsey Euler up there that time.
Euler doing what she does well, and you know, she plays a trail up and down that line.
Zags would be more than happy to keep possession in that corner for the rest of the night. I would love to see, Pete, the GPS, you know, that players wear, and it shows the heat map and the distance covered and the amount. I would love to see what that looks like for Kelsey Euler, who's just tireless down that line.
Yeah, she's certainly got her steps in today.
Well, that went out for a goal kick, so Vida will get us restarted. 3 minutes 31 left to go. Sprague with the touch. Nice little flick on to Alfaro.
Sprague's won a lot of those all night long, but unfortunately they haven't had the numbers around to capitalize on it.
Now the pressure getting higher and higher for Idaho, with 7 or 8 players now in the attacking half of the field. Trying to push up, trying to win possession and get an opportunity, but Chelsea Lee able to get to that one first.
Well, Idaho have got to give everything here right now, leave nothing out on the pitch.
And Burks will try a long throw here. Looping ball up into the air. Kaya Lee off her chest on the spin. Burks back in for Schessler. This will be last off Idaho, and Wow, nicely done by Lauren Chin, because that was risky.
Really
You're shielding the ball, but if it doesn't work out for you, you're in trouble.
Used that body well. Used that body really well and got the body between her and the players. Well played. Well played.
Was that out for a throw or a goal kick? The Vandals will be hoping for a throw. I haven't seen yet what the official said other than the clock should stop.
I think it's a throw, John.
Yep. Idaho really trying to pack in this corner now. Lauren Chin diagonal, dangerous, but the foul called on Hannah Alfaro, and this is one of those things that's really unique to college soccer where everybody knows exactly when this game's going to end, and they're not going to play out an offensive opportunity. When the whistle blows, the horn goes off, the game is over, and the Vandals are throwing everything into a desperate attack. Schessler with the foul on Chelsea Lee.
Another great win in the air by Sprague. She's just dominated. And that started their attack, but
despite the protest from the Vandals faithful on the near sideline, coaching staff and players, a good opportunity for the Zags to break free. Shelby Runge, a freshman, trying to get it to this right channel. Cuts back one, and again.
She's slowing the play down and using the clock well.
Marissa Garcia shows her poise and experience to come back instead of going for the goal herself. And the Zags looking to run it out. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute to go in the match.
Warta.
Coach Clevenger's urging his players to get the ball higher up the field quicker, but Gonzaga just...
Kelsey Euler not headed to the goal at all, just straight to that corner flag to run this clock down. Masterfully done by the Zags here in this last moment. Gonzaga on the precipice of a historic win for this program. Just their second NCAA tournament appearance in the history of women's soccer here at Gonzaga. And they're about to get their first win. One last hope for the Vandals. Quarter all the way up across midfield to head that one away. Rigg able to get it off the bounce. And the crowd here has something to celebrate. The Gonzaga Bulldogs with the victory. And they win their first ever NCAA tournament match, and they get to do it in front of their home fans. Marissa Garcia is the lone goal scorer with her free kick in the first match, in the first half, I should say, the 16th minute of play. And she earns the victory. Tight defensive unit from the Zags to keep the shutout. Lawrentown, a couple big saves, but really a team victory. The midfield that Coach Watkins wanted to get on the ball in that second half did, and they dominated the match.
Well, what he talked about at halftime is exactly what they went out and did in the second half, and it made it so difficult for Idaho. They defended resolutely, but a wonderful goal to win a game. What a strike that was, that left foot. Garcia's done a wonderful job there, but Idaho can hold their heads up high. They battled hard. They'll be very disappointed, but Gonzaga stuck to the game plan and executed, and that way the deserving winners tonight.
The Zags are the celebrations, and here it goes as the Zags win 1-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to hear from the stars of the match tonight as the Gonzaga Bulldogs win their first ever NCAA tournament match. Welcome back to Gonzaga University as the Zags celebrate their first ever NCAA tournament win in front of over 1,800 fans here at Luger Field. And we're joined now by the head man for the Zags, Coach Chris Watkins. Hey, let's start with congratulations. Pretty amazing moment, pretty amazing night. It's got to feel incredible.
Thank you. Our program's coming a long ways for sure, and it feels really good to get a win anytime, but certainly get to the NCAA tournament and get a win feels great.
Coach, you've been to the NCAA tournament before, but these players haven't. What's this like to get to celebrate with a new group?
It's a lot of fun. You know, we work really hard, and we're a blue-collar team that goes out and has to get better every day in practice. And so being rewarded for hard work is really important, and in this really obvious way, it's just so meaningful, and we're really proud.
Coach, congrats again. Your game plan in the second half was to get your midfielders on the ball. That obviously happened. Are you happy with how everything turned out?
You know, first of all, I thought Idaho was really good. They did a great job. We weren't able to find any central seams at all. We didn't get to the end line as much as we'd like. Hats off to them. They were really, really good tonight. I would have liked to scored 1 or 2 more for sure with the chances that we had, but overall, a lot of pressure, a lot of things on the line. I thought Idaho played well. I thought we played pretty well, and we'll take a 1-0 win.
Coach, you talk about veteran leadership, and it comes from all sorts of different places. But you had freshmen stepping up tonight. You had seniors who have been steady all year long. The mentality of this team, just there's a confidence about them. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah, we've got a lot of good players. Some have a lot of experience, some don't. But we have a lot of good players on our roster. And kind of going back to what I said before, when you work hard every day, you feel like you deserve good outcomes, and you feel like you're progressing, and so things go well for you. And so far they have. Actually, I've been here for 7 seasons. When we work hard, good things happen more often than not, and tonight's a good example of that too.
Well, best of luck. You got to keep that rolling. You have another opportunity now against not UCLA, but a beatable UC Irvine team, and anything can happen in the tournament here. So best of luck as you continue on, and congratulations for tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, Coach Watkins talked about the talent and some of those fantastic players, and we're going to be joined now by one of them, our star of tonight's match, Marissa Garcia. She joins us now. And Marissa, first of all, what is going through your head when you step up and say, hey, I'm going to take this free kick? And well, we saw what happened after that.
Well, I just wanted to stay calm, cool, and collected. So, it was, a lot of pressure, but I think my team helped me to be more reserved and relaxed while taking that, because I didn't want to sky it. So just placing it was better for the best.
You didn't sky it. We just saw the replay once again. It was an absolute bomb, and then you jump over to the sideline with your Ronaldo celebration.
We got the suey going on there.
Yep, and that was the highlight of my night, at least. The celebration, the fans, they gave us so much energy. It's just such a great environment to be in.
1,800 fans here tonight. I mean, so fun to play in front of family and friends. Did you feel that energy on the field?
Definitely. I think our fans and our line of subs and just all the support they give us gives us all energy. When we go on the field and when we come off the field, always saying good job. It's a great environment, like I said, to be in.
Well, congrats, Marissa. What a great strike that was. You've got some veterans in the team. You've got some youngsters in the team. How does this feel for the team?
This is, wow, I can't even describe it. We've never, it's been a long journey. I would say this year has been very, very long, but we've gone all through it together. And the freshmen stepping into this, it's they play a huge part in this. And I don't know, I feel like they love it, and they're having a blast, and they're doing really good, and I just love to see it.
Well, it's fun to watch. Congrats again.
Thank you.
The growth will continue because you've got more matches upcoming, Marissa. Congratulations on tonight. Best of luck against UC Irvine as the ride continues.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Well, the Gonzaga Bulldogs with the victory here tonight, and I think Coach Watkins said it really well in that interview. University of Idaho should hold their heads very high as well, as they put together a tremendous effort. They were resolute, compact, they were tough to beat. As we take a look at the highlights tonight, it may have been one-way direction in terms of the majority of these chances, but none of them came easy.
No, and I'm sure Jeremy Clevenger would be very happy with how resolute his team were, that they stayed compact. I mean, unfortunately, you don't stop a strike like that from Marissa with the Suey Ronaldo celebration. But they should hold their heads up high, because they battled hard. They made it difficult to be breaking down. And opportunities came through, but the Zags couldn't capitalize on them. So that's all testament to the grit and determination of the Vandals.
If Marissa Garcia was the hero from the first half, Gianna Riley was really controlling the second half. She was taking chances. She was giving chances. Alexander hit the crossbar right there. It could have been 2 or 3, but the Zags couldn't that breakthrough to really seal it off, which made for an entertaining match for us and a game that we really didn't know until the final finish.
Exactly. And you know, Gonzaga stuck to their game plan. Their midfielders got on the ball. They pulled the strings all around and just made it difficult for Idaho to get any purchase in the attacking zones. They really played to their strengths, got their outside backs into the play, and their forward, the work by the forwards and playing off each other in movement just had Idaho in fits at times.
Well, Coach Chris Watkins needs 2 more victories to be the all-time leading win coach at the Gonzaga University, and he's going to get a chance to get 1 more and get halfway there. Next Friday, the Zags take on UC Irvine as they continue on. This becomes more of a pod competition, so there'll be a Friday, and then if they win, again Sunday. UC Irvine, again, knocked off one of the top seeds of the entire tournament, UCLA, so it'll be stiff competition, but maybe a crack in that door and an opportunity for Gonzaga to go on a Cinderella run.
It's always interesting with these pods because we've got 2 West Coast teams going to Lincoln, Nebraska to play each other. But you know, UC Irvine pulled off a great upset yesterday or over the weekend and just made it so difficult for UCLA to get into the game. Gonzaga did the same here today, so it should be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, and at this point of the season, Pete, they could send you the Antarctic and you'd be happy to play, right? You keep this going.
These girls and players like Marissa with that enthusiasm, they'll be happy to play anyway.
So the Cinderella run just getting started for the Zags as the season continues, one of the top seasons of all time in what was a packed house here at Luger Field. The Zags bring the magic, bring the effort, and bring that decisive goal to win 1-0 over Inland Northwest rivals University of Idaho. For Pete Scholler, myself, John Billings, and our entire ESPN Plus production crew, I'm John Billings here saying so long from Spokane, where the final score is 1-0. All games airing on ESPN networks are streamed live and archived on ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.